Repulsive, disgusting, abomination. These words are not just insults. They were spoken by Northern Irish politicians whilst describing the LGBTQ+ community. And with language like this, is it any wonder that the LGBTQ+ community in Northern Ireland faced such overwhelming adversity? From family rejection, homelessness, trauma, bullying, and even hate crimes. The consequences of this hostile rhetoric are undeniable and devastating. Let's talk about the facts. The mental health struggles amongst the LGBTQ+ youth in Northern Ireland are particularly alarming. Research shows that the LGBTQ+ youth are 3 times more likely to contemplate suicide than their non-LGBTQ+ peers. A staggering 82% of LGBTQ+ youth aged 11 to 18 have reported experiencing suicidal thoughts compared to just 23% of their heterosexual counterparts. This is not just a number. This is a tragedy unfolding in our communities, and we cannot ignore it any longer. The statistics don't just stop there. LGBTQ+ young people are 3 times more likely to experience self-harm and 4 more times likely to experience anxiety and depression. And according to recent data from Belong to Youth Services, this mental health struggle has been exacerbated by the pandemic. The isolation and uncertainty has left many feeling vulnerable and unsupported. LGBTQ+ youth often face more complex mental health issues, such as co-occurring substance abuse and mental health disorders. They are more likely to experience bullying in schools, and sadly, they are less likely to receive support. Why should they miss out on life and educational opportunities simply because of who they are? The reality of hate crimes cannot be ignored either. Between June 2018 and June 2019, 287 hate-motivated crimes were reported to the PSNI. These numbers reflect a larger, deeply entrenched problem that goes beyond isolated incidents. This is systemic prejudice, an issue that continues to haunt the LGBTQ+ community in Northern Ireland. But perhaps the most disturbing issue that sexual minorities face is the trauma, particularly in a post-conflict society like Northern Ireland. The scars left by decades of division and violence still affect the lives of many LGBTQ+ individuals. Yet, trauma experienced by sexual minorities is an area that remains vastly under-researched and under-addressed. The historical context is equally as important. Same-sex relationships in England were decriminalised in 1967, but Northern Ireland lagged behind, waiting until 1982, 15 years later. In 2007, Northern Ireland was declared the most homophobic Western country, a status that was reinforced by ongoing legal inequalities. In 2012, a Northern Ireland court ruling declared the exclusion of same-sex couples to be unjust, but by then, years of discrimination had already caused harm. Even though same-sex marriage was legalised in England in 2014, Northern Ireland only caught up in 2020, 6 years later. The resistance to progress, fueled by religious and cultural beliefs, has contributed to a society where the LGBTQ+ community in Northern Ireland are treated as second-class citizens. In fact, in 2018, a government survey shown that Northern Ireland had the highest rates of conversion therapy in the UK. Conversion therapy, a harmful, discredited practice aimed at changing someone's sexual orientation. Yet, even though we have all of these challenges, there is hope. The most important factor is social support. Social support is one of the key benefits to the LGBTQ+ community. Having social support from friends, family, teachers, neighbours is one of the most important factors into helping the LGBTQ+ community navigate through these obstacles. Positive support systems offer safety, reassurance, and a sense of belonging. But while support systems are vital, they're not enough on their own. We must continue to push for policy change, education, and public awareness. The journey towards equality is far from complete. The struggles that LGBTQ+ face cannot be ignored any longer. We must create a society where, regardless of anyone's sexual orientation, we feel safe, accepted, and supported. In conclusion, let's stand together. Let us continue to speak out against discrimination and hate. Let's make sure that the LGBTQ+ youth in Northern Ireland no longer have to face high rates of suicide and mental health struggles simply because of who they are. Let's continue to stand together. It's time for change. It's time for equality. Thank you.